following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. All right, everybody, it's time again for another Dale Jr. download, and I'm here with my co-host TJ Majors, and we got a lot to talk about.
Big weekend in Western New York or Central New York, whatever you want to call it.
Well, this past weekend in the Glen.
The Glen, Finger Lake area.
Yeah, got a lot going on. The Glen was something, and we're going to talk about it. One of the things a buddy of mine said, and we'll start off on a high note, on a positive note. Travis, good to see you.
Morning.
Is that the high note?
No. No, but it's nice to see Travis. A friend of mine, Tim Duggar, who was playing a concert inside the racetrack, he has played concerts at all the tracks.
Yeah.
And by the way, Tim's got some new music on the way that's good.
He plays at them too, doesn't he? Some of it?
Sorry, sir?
I think he plays some of the new music at these concerts.
I would hope so. That's his
Well, I mean,
main profession.
I didn't know if he was releasing it.
That is his main profession.
Well,
He never puts out the new stuff.
No,
I don't know if you wait to play new music.
Just covers.
Fans, I got new music. Can't hear it today, though.
It does me no good sometimes to sit here and bicker with you, buddy. But listen, Tim does have some new music coming in. It's pretty awesome. But also, a lot of people know Tim plays a lot of the racetracks. Lots of racetracks. Michigan every year.
Talladega.
Yeah, if you've been out to a track, more than likely he was playing there Friday or Saturday night. He's played all these tracks, and he's a partier. He raised some hell. So he's a good judge of, what tracks are the rowdiest. And he feels like the Glen set a new standard.
I saw some images from his concert, and it looked big.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say this. I mean, say what you will. Tim does play at a lot of different racetracks, but he's a great entertainer. If you haven't seen his show in person, keep your damn mouth shut. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. So it's he's a good entertainer and puts on a good show. And when he goes, all the people, like when his crowd at Michigan was incredible. He'll send me photos of him standing on stage and the crowd, and the crowd out in front of him, and it's freaking cool that those kind of things are going on at the racetrack. Kind of adds to the race weekend. But I know that Watkins Glen is rowdy. I know they have been for years. And TJ, I mean, I used to hear stories back in the day of on a Friday night before we're going to qualify on Saturday back in the 2000s. Schrader, Sterling Marlin, maybe Dale Jarrett, a couple other guys would hop on golf carts and just ride through the infield. And they were just goofing off a little bit, maybe having a couple beers, but they'd ride through the infield. And when kind of the same way we might do at Talladega, everybody on a Friday night would say, "Man, we're going to take a lap through the boulevard," because you just got to go see it.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
You hear about it, and you hear about how wild things get and crazy things get, and you just got to go see it. And the campers, as in the people, they get creative on their builds. And, some guys will come in there with a lot of wood and lumber and build out a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole, and all of the infield is welcome to, come hang out and belly up to that bar.
It's like a community.
And then they'll leave us some there. And, the track has to take care of it, which is hilarious. But he says that the Glen might be top of the heap now in terms of the rowdiest party. So there you go, Watkins Glen. I always, when I was younger, I always thought that those sort of polls, you see them in Maxim magazine and all those kind of guy, those little guy magazines,
FHM,
yeah. The biggest partying school, and I remember being like, they said East Carolina was one of the wildest college schools, and I'm like, damn right, man, that's Carolina.
Yeah, home
folks. Yeah, our team's winning. But so that's now it's racetracks. I'm 50, and now it's racetracks. Anyhow, the Glen is a place to raise some hell, and we got to celebrate that. Congratulations, Watkins Glen.
They love their racing there, man.
Yeah. So just a quick conversation. We're going to go through a lot of things about this past weekend. I also challenged TJ and Travis to come up with 5 points of emphasis that are, conversations that are going on around social media. What are the 5 sort of biggest storylines right now? What are the things people are talking about the most? And I've got some ideas myself, and we're going to see where everybody lands. One of the things that I did put in the notes was overtime finishes. We had I unfortunately did not see the finish to the truck race, but I heard about it. I guess it took an hour to run the last 10 laps.
Oh, it took forever.
All right. I'm a Xfinity Series owner, and we'll go to any race we go to. It's not when you get an overtime finish, you're not sitting there going,
you're not safe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, look, I know the fan. I can't see it from the fan's perspective. So forgive me if I don't share the same opinion as a core fan of the sport. And I'd be interested to really know how the fans really feel about it. I think if in a lot of these little conversations we're gonna have today, we're gonna say, hey, if I was in charge, right? If I was in charge, I would this. If I had the reins of the sport, I would do X or Y and Z. So we all have that opportunity today. Travis, TJ, and so off overtime finishes. If I was in charge, I would not have overtime finishes in Xfinity or truck. I don't think it serves any real purpose other than presenting more opportunities to crash and tear up more stuff. The race cars and the trucks, those are $150,000 to $250,000 vehicles.
Expensive.
They are. And I think we lose sight of that from globally or just from a 40,000-foot view. I think we just become numb to, you don't, when you see crash, you just see the entertainment aspect of it or the drama of it or you just see the quick pop of emotion from the accident, and either you're entertained, sad, happy, whatever, that your guy made it through. But no one really thinks anymore like, damn, that was,
business side.
a couple $1 million worth of equipment got destroyed and so I think that for the long-term good, I would get rid of overtime finishes in truck and Xfinity. And sometimes races just end under caution. And I know that that's a hard thing for a lot of fans to grasp. They've paid to come see the race. They want to see it. They feel entitled or deserving of seeing a race across the line. And I understand that. And I think we can have that in the Cup Series because those drivers make less mistakes. They are more elite. They're not going to, in most cases, destroy themselves or the whole field racing in overtime finishes.
Do you have something, though, if you do in the Cup Series? Because we've had some Cup Series races that have gotten pretty messy.
I know that is going to happen even without overtime finishes. Wrecks at the finish of these things. There's going to be big wrecks in the middle of these races. That's going to happen. And I think there's a compromise. Me personally, I don't love overtime finishes at all. I loved a race to end at the design time.
Yeah, we've had plenty of them like that.
It's 400 miles. It ends at 400 miles. I'm very traditional, but I understand not everybody feels that way. I understand that the fans that are going to invest themselves into the entire weekend may deserve at least one attempt at an overtime finish, right? So there's some middle ground there that we could all land on. I think everybody be happy with. But I believe just for the trucks and the Xfinity, they could remove them entirely. In most cases, the truck and Xfinity are a companion event to the Cup Series, and it's a proving ground, a learning process for young drivers, mechanics, engineers, and all those. And it's not a place where we need to be piling up and destroying half of the field in the last handful of laps in the name of entertainment. And so, this conversation pops up every couple of times a year, and I feel like we really need to move on it. I think that it's time to say, maybe this is just not what we need to be doing at those lower series, right? And I own a series too, right? And I'll say that I don't know that I love everything about the protocols or the way we do things in the short track arena. And there's always a way to do things better. There's always a next year to try to change something that maybe wasn't working as well as you thought it would during the previous year, right? And so I'm open to being malleable and as a series owner. And so I can see how, and that's what I would do. That I would get rid of it altogether in the Trucks and Xfinity. And I'm gonna tell you, overtime finishes, getting rid of overtime finishes in the Xfinity series, I couldn't. The savings for our team would be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I look at it to some of them guys that piled into that big wreck on the backstretch in the Xfinity series. That might have been some of them guys, Portland car and Roval car.
Yeah.
Now you got, and who knows what they got left in their shop now, and now they got to build another car if they don't even have one to go to these next two races like that, and I mean, it can be prevented.
I feel like also you're trying at that level to find out who the best drivers are, and and if you are having all these cautions, the people that are winning aren't always going to be the best drivers. So if you allow it to end at the defined number, then you're going to get the drivers that are winning that should be winning and showcasing their talents more.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. I mean, on paper, I agree with you. Like, if you show me the rundown, I'm going to, it's going to look more like something you would expect as in comparison to the rundown after you've destroyed all the trucks after several green, white checkers, right? Yeah, the rundown order changes, and it might not reflect, the true competitiveness of the series, but I just feel like that I don't believe that a young driver learns a good habit.
Oh, it's terrible habits.
I think that the young drivers actually learn bad habits.
Mm-hmm. Because they get away with stuff.
Well, they learn. I think as a young driver, right? If I'm in the Truck Series or the Xfinity Series, and I'm trying to prove myself, I'm trying to stand out. It's chaos. The green, white checkers aren't about being professional and having racecraft. They're about chaos. They're about they're about really just throwing caution to the wind and destroy, putting your car and everything else at risk, and being okay that car could get destroyed in this moment. And that's not. I don't know that I don't know that young drivers are learning positive, good habits out of green, white checkers. And if anything, they're learning their racecraft is degrading by what they need and have to do and are forced to do in those scenarios. And so,
in a green, white checker in the Xfinity car, like I'm telling, like with Carson, I'm like, look, Carson, you're going to have to be aggressive here because if you go into that first corner and you lift, someone behind you is not lifting, and we're getting torn up. So you almost have to tell your guy to be more aggressive than what he should be, because if you don't, you're going to get used up.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. It's not a good position to be in.
Yeah. And I think that sort of mentality has a place at the Cup level once you are refined, once you're elite, once your racecraft is top shelf. You can be trusted to be that aggressive, but also be smart and, not destroy a $350,000 or $400,000 race car for 12th. Right. Yes. You're going to be smarter as opposed to how you may race in the Truck Series or have to race, how you may how you're forced to race in the Truck or Xfinity Series. It's a show. And I just, that's one topic. Guys, you guys got opinions one way or another. I want to give you all an opportunity to.
I'll say that if you're, say, in the Truck Series, the truck race, you're running 13th, just going to come out of a solid day. You pitted late, you got a little bit better tires, something like that, and you come down, You get a green, white checker. Next thing you know, you're 9th. You run another one. Next thing you know, you're 5th. Now I've got a chance at winning my first truck race ever or Xfinity race, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And are you willing? You got the crew chief, everybody telling, hey, man, you can win this race. Now, what am I going to do? Now, if I got a shot to win that I normally don't, I'm going to go down there and probably try to move a guy out of the way and maybe tear myself up even more. And I think a lot of that, when you do these things, they just get worse every time.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you cycle the running order, and there's guys in them positions that weren't in there, and now they're like, oh, they see blood in the water, and they feel like they got to attack, and it just gets worse.
I would compare this to boxing. So in the, let's say, a title fight at the heavyweight level or any other weight class is 12 rounds or whatever, right? 10, 12 rounds, you're going to agree to that length of a match. When when you're coming up, there are 3-4 rounds. When you're starting to fight as an amateur, the fights are much shorter, and I think the governing bodies do that to protect the boxer and to protect the integrity of the match, and you work your way into the opportunity to have those 10, 12 round opportunities at the higher level. And so, I don't know that what's good for the Cup Series is always good for the Xfinity or the Truck Series due to the youth, inexperience, and problematic issues that kind of come with trying to have those green, white checkers, unlimited attempts, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it hurts because then you have a great race, but then it's like it's been an hour for the last 10 laps and it's taken away what the race had.
Yeah, the race could be a really good race, and then that carnage at the end sort of does give you a bad taste. I just feel like us as a society, all of us that are fans, have to sort of compromise with, look, I want my races to end under green, but maybe that's not something that I have to have in this series, right? Because again, man, I'm telling you.
So you're saying that you want them to earn the right to have that opportunity?
I just think it's
fair.
I think NASCAR. Listen, I think we have green, white checkers because the fans demand it. Fans will tell you, I bought the ticket. Give me a green finish. NASCAR has delivered that.
TV probably likes it,
right? I suppose TV could give or take. I don't know that I don't know. I mean, your audience is your audience at that point. It's not like
it's not like you're gaining a bunch. I mean, whoever left's probably there.
It's more the fans have demanded it. NASCAR delivered it, but I think as fans, we need to realize, all right, maybe I don't have to have it at this level because it's really not serving the series any good. It's not good for owners. It's not good for drivers. Nothing great is coming out of it other than fans that love the chaos. There are some fans that love that finish at the truck race at the Glen. Those fans enjoyed it, right? But maybe we all have to kind of compromise, and maybe we always don't need to be getting everything we want. And so I just feel like for the better of the series long term, that we could probably get rid of those at the truck and the Xfinity level.
What do you think the drivers would say? Like if you went to Justin and...
That's a good question. I think that they would probably all be more comfortable with one attempt. And that's even something to discuss, is like, do we just dial it back to like, hey, it's one attempt, and if the one attempt fails, that's it.
Well, ARCA they do a green checker. They don't do a green, white checker. I mean, it's a green checker next time by. So
I don't like that either.
And if a yellow comes out, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a one attempt.
But I mean, and also if the yellow comes out, the race is still over. Does that tell you like, hey, I can't really get in here and wreck everybody because the yellow is going to come out?
I think there was a time when we did only one attempt, but I just I think it's a conversation that we need to have, and we need to take. I think this is a conversation that is of importance.
You could tell me you're going to do it in all 3 series right now, and I would be fine with it.
I know you probably would, but a lot of fans. I think the Sunday ticket, I think you have to give them a chance. So, I mean, on the Sunday Cup ticket, and with the Cup drivers and their elite talent and ability, I trust them to be able to
deliver.
To be able to orchestrate a green, white checkered and give a great result. Now, the Trucks and the Xfinity, those drivers are young and inexperienced in most cases, and the team owners, in most cases, aren't flush with a lot of cash. They're not really.
Yes, they own race teams, but you can't afford to build new race cars every week.
Your race teams are budgeted to spend every dollar coming in, and you do budget for crash damage. But if you could know that, hey, if you went to me and said, "Man, we're taking the overtime finishes out of Xfinity," and I knew year over year over year over year I'm going to be $500,000 or $800,000 in a better spot financially, man, that really opens it up for me to accept this young driver to drive my car for less money. It opens up all kinds of opportunities to let me do things creatively, to have other drivers be involved in my program. It changes things financially for what it looks like to come in and drive our car. So it lets us do a lot of things that are neat and fun. So, because I think honestly, if we didn't have overtime finishes, yes, I think a 4-car Xfinity team could save $500,000 minimum. When we wreck 4 cars at Daytona in the first race of the year, that's probably $400,000 to $600,000 in the hole we go immediately when that happens.
And you think about like this past, any of these races, how many cars are in a wreck, how much money you're saving. That's employees, that's paying drivers, so many different things a team can do.
Just think about the lower teams though, man. You know what I mean? It really hurts them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. They don't have body panels up on a shelf somewhere. Like BJ McLeod, when he run his Xfinity team, I would meet him coming in the front door at Junior Motorsports, and he's over here looking at our stuff that we're going to scrap to see if it's any good for him to use, body panels and pieces and stuff that maybe had a scuff or a scratch, and and if he goes through a car, if he has a car or two get destroyed in a green white checker, that's more boots on the ground, that's more labor intensive time in his day that has to go out and seek out all this stuff to be able to repair what he needs to repair, because he doesn't have all of those things laying in the shop floor to be able to put this thing back together immediately. He may need to do more effort and time in his week to be able to regroup. And I bet a lot of those smaller teams don't retool to the best of their ability to enter the next race at 100%. A lot of times they'll have to scrap together some old stuff or pull out a car that they haven't ran in a while to get through that weekend until they can get their best car better and back together, the one they wrecked. So it sets them back tremendously. Whether you've got one shelf or a whole wall dedicated to NASCAR diecast, there's always room for more. And nobody brings the excitement to the track and to your collection like Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. From the legendary rides like the number 3 Goodwrench car to the paint schemes of today's hottest stars like Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain, Lionel Racing diecasts are built for true fans. Every car is authentically detailed, and most are available in both 124 and 164 scales. Whether you're after race wins, special finishes, autographed pieces, or the elite premier editions, Lionel has you covered. And right now, for a limited time, fans of the Dale Jr. Download can get free U.S. shipping on their next order at LionelRacing.com. Just use the promo code DJD25. That's promo code DJD25 at LionelRacing.com. Moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about the Xfinity race. Connor Zilisch outdueling SVG. Who's to blame for the SVG wreck? We'll talk about the scary fall. First off, Connor and SVG were battling at it again. And it was pretty entertaining, honestly, as it always is when we see these two going at it. SVG was at a tire disadvantage. He'd stayed out, or he didn't take tires at the end of stage 2 to be able to get the track position. And I think one lap before the crash, he had just radioed to the team to basically say, hey, I don't know how much longer I can hold him off. He's just so much better, and this is probably,
you can see it.
15 laps to go. It's not something I'm going to be able to do the whole race. And so I think SVG was getting to a point to where he knew that at some point he was going to get past. They come out of the carousel, and SVG shaded to the left a little bit. Connor had a run. SVG's trying to protect the inside. Connor has a run and goes to the outside into turn 6,
which is the right side.
Yeah, if he can stay there, he's now the inside line to turn 7, the final turn. He couldn't stay there. He gets wide out across into the runoff, and
wait, you mean that's not where you're supposed to be?
Well, we'll talk about that as well. We're going to talk about that later. So he's way wide on the runoff. SVG is still shading left or shading right.
Pinning him.
We're going into turn 7, a right-hander. The traditional line in the track is to be able to get left, to be able to set yourself up for the entry. SVG has decided in that moment to shade to the right, to be have a very shallow entry to turn 7, and if what his hope is that Connor will pull in behind him, but Connor enters the track. There is a car and a quarter. There's about a car and a quarter. There's enough race car. There's enough room for Connor to get back on the track, still be on the inside of SVG.
He's not going to pass him.
But he's not going to pass him. Well, Connor comes back on the track with a full head of steam. Connor can see easily where the 9 car is.
He can see him.
And Connor clips the right rear quarter panel of SVG. Wrecks the out of the 9.
Hard wreck.
Yes, hard wreck. I would say that that wreck was a result of them going lap corner after corner after corner and getting a little more and more aggressive with. I wouldn't call what SVG was doing as blocking. He was just really trying to take away.
He's making it hard.
Opportunity in line, and he never threw like a Daytona Talladega block, but he knows how to shade down the straightaway or be in a spot that makes really Connor's options limited.
Not only is he really fast, but he knows how to play defense exceptionally well.
He is very good.
Savvy.
Very good. And the Connor coming back on the track and clipping him was avoidable.
SVG is not cutting him any slack.
No, he's not. He's shading left to make the entrance for turn 7 and Connor's options into turn 7. He's doing that, and he had been doing this for many laps, right, to try to make it hard for Connor to get around. And he's doing it again. And Connor didn't cut him a break. Connor could have lifted. Connor could have got back behind. There's 15 laps in the race to go. This is like a last lap, last corner
move. For sure.
Right?
Yep.
And there were so many laps left in the race. And we would have been gifted more laps of these two guys trying to battle. I
think Connor gets him eventually.
Oh yeah. But my point is like, and I don't expect the drivers to know this, but if Connor were to give up the ghost on this moment, the sport, the industry, everyone else gets more
action
of this incredible battle, right? Which is what we all deserve. And so
let me ask you a question. If you switch cars right here, does SVG clip Connor? I don't think he does.
No. And that's the difference in age. And look, Connor is incredibly fast, but he's still working on racecraft.
Yeah.
He's still working. He just, when we started the season, he didn't know how to put a complete race together on the ovals. He figured that out. He adapted and evolved, and he's now become a guy.
Last year he struggled doing that.
Well, he's now become a guy that you don't worry about him getting the car to the end for the, he's got to win. You start the race with a winning car, and he's going to be there at the end with a winning car. You don't worry about that anymore. When we went into the first handful of races with him as an oval driver, you kind of worried that he's going to burn it off, overdrive it, make mistakes, trying too hard, right? Now he's learned to dial it back, and he's become a really complete driver.
Yeah. Minus instances like this.
And
it's learn from these.
And there also could be a part of Connor. So we don't know everything about Connor. We don't know we don't know how Connor keeps score, right, in his head. This may just be who Connor Zilisch is, right? This might not be a young guy, inexperienced, making a mistake. This may be
you block
Connor saying, you block, you pay. That might be. That also might be the case, where we might actually be realizing what he's willing, how he's willing to stand his ground in moments like this, even against a teammate. I don't like it, right? I don't like the 9 car getting destroyed. I want SVG to have a great experience driving our cars. I want SVG to want to do it again. Man, any car owner would love to have this guy behind the wheel of your car at the road courses. And so
I think if you run this over again, Connor just stays on the track right there and beats him into 7, and then it's over.
Listen, Connor's going to pass him at some point. I think Connor could have gave up the ghost in that corner and went back at it. But also, Connor's getting some pressure from the 21. Connor lost a position to the 21 just a lap or two before this and had to pass him back. Connor is going to say, I don't know what else I could have done. I can accept that as well. But I could also tell him, look, man, you could have let him live the corner. And he doesn't need to back into the wall and knock the damn deck lid off.
I don't think Connor sees teammates right here, just so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the first time this year it's been a teammate.
I agree. These two guys have a bit of a history that's already created after Chicago. I walked up to Connor after Chicago. I said, I didn't think he raced you as well as he should have. He used him up into turn 1, and I didn't like that. But then you got to go over to SVG and Victor Lane and say, hey, thanks for driving my car and winning the race today. This is badass. When you look at the statistics and look at it on paper, it's going to say SVG Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
And so,
but SVG took really good care of him at Sonoma.
Well, I think, they did race well at Sonoma.
But we don't know Connor's mind, though. If Connor's thinking he took care of me, or Connor's still thinking, I kind of owe him one.
He took care of Connor.
But does Connor
Sonoma
think that?
Yeah. I think what my final opinion on this is, I think Connor could have let him live. We may be learning that Connor's not going to. Connor runs races with his own personal code of ethics, and that he did what he needed to do. That'll be interesting to find out over the course of the next decade. Really is what type of driver Connor is in these situations. But I wish that they would have.
What about SVG? How does he view this? His interview, you can't tell from his interviews because his interviews are so nice about everything, but he can't be happy.
No. Look how high the car goes in the air. Right about. Yeah, he's not real happy. No, I'm sure he isn't happy. No one would be happy about this, TJ. The SVG's not happy about it. That's pretty clear that I don't think he's very pleased with getting turned around. But he was shading hard to the right, so he bears some responsibility. I would put it on both of them. The 9's shading hard to the right. Connor could have gave him a break. None of that happened, and this is what we're left with. The one thing I will say is these two guys are going to push each other. They are going to race like this on the racetrack. But I don't know that in terms of road course racing, there'll be two drivers that have more respect for each other in terms of ability. And I think the sport wins. I think fans win. Like, if we're going to get this over the next, handful of years, however long SVG wants to do it, right? Like, this is going to be a lot of fun for us to watch. Now, hopefully they don't all end this way.
Hopefully it's only about 3-4 times a year.
You want less races?
Road courses.
Yeah. Man, you're trying to get ahead of us here.
Sorry.
But anyways, I know this sucks. This sucks for me. It sucks to have one of your cars get wrecked by the other car, and then you're assuming, well, the 88's going to win. We're going to go to Victory Lane and celebrate that.
I look at the people in the background, man. There's people jumping up and down on their seat watching this battle.
Yeah.
Like, this is incredible.
I know.
Watching these guys race is incredible.
Yeah, it is. And I think we're all going to enjoy watching them go at it for years to come, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
At least they didn't wreck each other and the next one win.
Say again?
At least they didn't take each other out right there in the third place car.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Well, it sucked. Not fun as an owner to be in a situation like that. But when I told Rick Hendrick after Indy, but when Larson and Justin crashed, when you build fast cars and put great drivers in them, sometimes they're going to hit each other. You'd rather them not do it, but it's just they're competitive, and that's sometimes what happens. All right, Connor Zilisch was on door bumper clear. He talked about his experience in Victory Lane. That was super scary. I don't want to go into this too much. I think it's been well covered. It was a very, very scary moment, and I will say, I am amazed, honestly, when Connor come out of the hospital into the waiting room after getting released. I could not believe, from what we saw in Victory Lane, that he was in such good shape. Now, collarbone, aside, that's not a great thing. But
what you thought it could have been.
Good Lord, yeah. So listen, I'm just going to say that the end result of this is as sucky as it is to have the broken collarbone, and yes, that's complicating things as he's closing in on the playoffs. He come out of that in a really, really good spot. And man, just what a freak deal. And I hate it happen, and it's embarrassing. I'm sure he's embarrassed, and he shouldn't be ashamed in any way. I mean, it was every time I see a driver stand on the door top in Victory Lane, there's a little bit of me that gets just a little anxious, and I've never really worried about a guy falling onto his head. I've always kind of worried about them kind of losing their balance and blowing their knee out or something by landing on something wrong, and tearing their ACL or something like that. I always kind of wondered about that. But that was a scary thing to see, and as scary as it was to see, I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I was not somewhere else and having to learn about that and worry and not know. Man, I felt lucky to be able to watch Connor and go through that process and know that he's going to be fine.
Where were you when he fell?
Standing 6 feet away. And I mean, as soon as he was on the ground, I got down there with the paramedics and was standing there the whole time. And I was with him in the ambulance, going in the infield care center and all that. And so, I mean, I wanted to make sure that, I kind of knew what we were dealing with and what he might be dealing with. And, it was a scary thing. But I'm glad that he's, I'm glad that he's okay. I'm glad his head's good. I would have bet $100 that he was going to spend an overnight in the hospital just for observation. And they said his scan was clear.
That's
and
crazy.
he was talking fine, acting fine.
And let's not forget, he already hurt his back this year.
And they told him, yeah, but we're not going to hold you. We have no reason to hold you because you're fine. That amazes me that can happen after you bounce your head off a concrete floor, and someone go and then there's my experience where you have a crash in a car where your head doesn't impact something directly, but you have this 2 week, 4 week process where you're not right, and it ain't all coming back, and it ain't snapping back, right? And in some cases for people, it's 6 months, years, where they're dealing with symptoms, right? These residual nagging things that won't allow them to be elite athletes or won't allow them to get all the way back. That to me is the puzzling thing, I suppose, about concussions, head injury. My dad had this video game. We used to have one in here, the Comet, and when the ball was getting ready to go past the paddles and he knew he wasn't going to be able to stop it, he would tilt the machine. He would shake it to make the ball where he could save the ball from going out. But the game would go tilt. The game would say tilt on the screen, and all the flippers and everything would die, and everything in the game would stop. All the lights would go out, and you'd hope that it would come back before the ball fell below into the hole. And he used to laugh. And that, to me, is what I saw with Connor. It's like they go through that same sort of shutdown and reboot, right? And then they're, and then in 15 minutes they're up bouncing around going, hey, I'm fine. Nothing wrong with me. Y'all calm down. I'm fine. I'm all right. And then there's other people that suffer an injury, a head injury that doesn't seem to be, in terms of the contact or the head contact, doesn't seem to be as hard or as direct, that can have these long lasting issues. And it just tells you, I guess, the complexity of the brain. It's like a computer and all the wiring up there. And and I always tell people, if one little wire is disconnected, it affects all the symptoms, all the systems, right? Ocular, balance, and all, And
everybody's different too.
Dude, it's so frustrating or puzzling that it is that way. But man,
he's okay.
I'm thankful and relieved. So relieved that he has literally come out of this unscathed, and
at the track the next day.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I saw him at the track.
Me too. So I told him, I said, man, you're going to come off the pain meds. That shoulder's going to hurt so bad. And I had a friend with me that actually just coincidentally went to the racetrack, Bruce. He broke his collarbone snowboard, and he's like, dude, that hurts. And you just move, and you're not going to be able to sleep. Any kind of small, tiny movement, it feels like your collarbone's coming through your skin. He's on these pain meds, and we're like, hey, man, you're probably going to be real uncomfortable. I'm going to make my plane available to you anytime you want it. You can come home with us tonight whenever you're ready, or I'll send it back here to the Glen to get you in the morning. And he was adamant to spend the night, Connor was, to stay. And I thought, man, he's going to wake up in the middle of the night. He's going to be so uncomfortable.
Regretting the decision.
Regretting that he stayed. Man, he's going to want to get up in the morning and get home immediately, get back somewhere comfortable. Nope. I'm like tuning in to social media, and he's bebopping around on pit road and doing interviews.
Oh, to be 19 years old.
Yeah, and then he comes in here on Monday and does the show. I mean, damn, dude, he's tough.
Yeah, that makes it made me feel a lot better when I saw him. See, like you said, on social media at the track and stuff. I was a lot more relieved just to see that he was back to himself.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, I like that phone. Is it new?
Yeah, I got this awesome new phone. I've recently joined the Consumer Cellular family, and they hooked me up with a great phone and great service.
You're telling me that your phone actually works at the racetracks?
Yeah, my phone has been excellent at the racetracks, and honestly, you can't beat the Consumer Cellular service and the offers they have going right now.
I mean, that's cool, but I'm assuming that it's probably kind of expensive, right?
Yeah, that's funny. Consumer Cellular is a steal of a deal. I don't know why more people have not made this switch. Nationwide service, fraction of the price, the 2 for $60 plan, no long-term contract. I mean, it's awesome.
All right, I'm in. So how do I get this deal?
They basically have an elite pit crew on standby waiting for you to call and make the switch. It's 100% U.S.-based customer service. Takes around 20 minutes, and it'll be one of the best decisions you ever make. And now it couldn't be a better time to switch to Consumer Cellular and get $25 off with code DJD25. That's DJD25 for $25 off when you switch to Consumer Cellular. Go to consumercellular.com/DJD and use promo code DJD25.
Moving on, Austin Hill, back-to-back crashes for Austin Hill. After a 1-week suspension, there's a massive crash. Austin Hill's involved. Look, I honestly could look at this a lot of different ways. I think that did Austin Hill wreck? Did Austin Hill? It wasn't a right hook.
No, wasn't a right hook at all.
It wasn't a right hook. This is not the same thing that happened at Indy. Even though he still says that he didn't do it intentionally at Indy, I don't buy it. I don't think anybody does. But this was
racing.
And is it avoidable? Yes. But is Austin Hill that kind of driver that's going to give up that opportunity? In his mind, he's going to get to turn 6 on the inside.
One of the sides, either way.
Well, he's on the inside. He's on his right. He's on his left rear.
Yeah.
Coming out of the carousel, and he's thinking, I'm
my chance.
I'm making. We saw cars in the Cup Series. Brad even drive to the outside of guys coming out of the carousel. So I mean, I know that's like an unusual sort of. That's not something we're used to seeing. But now with all the runoff and the way the guys run the corners on the exit of the carousel, that's now going to be something that we may see more of.
Mm-hmm. And he was driving a good race.
He was. Do I think? Look, this is if there's anything to say about Austin Hill, it's this. Do we buy that Indy was unintentional? I don't know that he can even admit after all this that it was, and I don't know that he should or ever will.
No, he doesn't need to.
I think we all. No, he doesn't. I'm not really all that surprised that he didn't fess up to it this week. He's going to toe the line that he's going to stick with his story, right?
Has to.
He has to. So, but coming off of 1 week suspension, this doesn't really look
good.
Doesn't look good. But Austin Hill, I don't believe is the kind of guy that gives and he's not going to back down. He's not going to cut the brake.
And he probably shouldn't. I mean, that's who he is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
If Michael McDowell's in the same spot, he's going to do the same exact thing.
You think McDowell's going to wreck the out of him?
I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to put his nose there, and if they hit, they hit. I mean, McDowell makes it tough. He was making it hard.
I agree. Yeah.
And
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I think.
Oh, that's bad back there.
I think the thing that's tough about this is all the cars that got involved, and I know, and there's a conversation here. Does NASCAR need to change where spotters stand?
Well, there is a spotter stand there, but the problem is, so from my side of things, you have to take. Most teams don't. The spotter stand back there. There's a spotter stand to the right there.
There's multiple stands, only limited spotters. Am I right?
Yes. So that if you don't have, which is hard to find a third guy, so you have 4. I take 4 there, including me, and I put a guy there for this.
So you got 4 people, and you'll have a guy there.
I did have a guy there, and he called that wreck. That's why we got slowed down. You know who didn't have it? The 16, because he came flying by us from 10 car lengths back because he didn't know that they were starting to wreck. But
NASCAR let his ass start in front of us.
And then they put it
NASCAR.
It is.
The 88 or the one, Carson Quapple slows down for the wreck. The 16 drives by us during the wreck, and he gets to restart in front of us. That's
he didn't pass us until watch where he goes by. Watch the very right side right here. Mm-hmm. We're slowing down right here. Here he comes
racing
blowing through there. Look at him.
Yeah.
And then there we go. We slow down. The problem with me for this is now I have to tell my guy when there's a wreck in front of him.
This is a whole nother conversation.
All right, yeah, we'll stop because I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, it's just it's all you got to say.
It is.
Just say it.
TJ, say it.
TJ, just say it. All right.
Say it with your chest.
All right. Still not convinced. Look, man, I mean, this isn't the right hook. This isn't a, hey, Austin Hill deserves to be parked, deserves another suspension. This is, though, hey, Austin, could you take it easy? Hey, Austin, could you let's just not be in the middle.
Chill out, Austin.
Let's not do something every race.
He had a week off. He was all wound up.
I suppose, man. I mean, he run over he boots Connor out of the way in turn 1. Actually, pretty clever move. Takes the lead. I
actually kind of thought that was
pretty clever.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He sends Connor to the back a few spots, and Connor drives up back through there. And when Connor passed him, he didn't run into him. He didn't clip him. He didn't wreck him. They ran around each other even later when before Connor wrecked SVG. You know, they battled for that spot a little bit. No problem.
That's good racing.
Yeah, good racing. So I mean, we know Hill can race. We know Hill can race good. If I was,
we also know he can race bad.
If I was with Hill, I would just say, hey, let's just take a couple weeks where we just race.
Just quiet weeks.
Let's just race. Yeah. Let's just get out of the conversation.
You do that every week here, don't you, with somebody? You got a whole fleet of drivers here that you
damn right, yeah.
And you think about it, like, he's most likely not going to win. Even if you do win, it doesn't count for you. So it's like, how about go out there, get a solid race?
Yeah, no, that ain't the way they're thinking. So they still feel, Austin and them feel like they did wrong. Austin Hill did not come to the Glen with his tail between his legs in remorse. Not RCR didn't, Richard don't. They
never gave in.
They're of the mind that y'all us over, man, and y'all took our points, and you've put us in this position. We're coming back swinging. Round 2, here I come. So, that's their attitude, right? And I mean, honestly, I'm divided on. I'm not divided, but I'm battle with this internally because that's always been their attitude.
Always.
This ain't new.
All the time.
RCR's always been the scuffler, the aggressive sort of don't push us, we'll push back twice.
No matter what.
They don't put up with Now, Richard has been more vocal, which I wish I would. NASCAR, everything. The NASCAR world is better when Richard and NASCAR are friendly. I don't love the NASCAR world where Richard's like, NASCAR, or Richard's mad at NASCAR. I'll say that. He was mad at him after Indy, right? And they got him walking through the garage. Do you remember this? They got him walking through the garage and all that. So I don't love that visual because I grew up RCRs like family.
For sure.
That Dad drove for them. They were
great people too, though.
They're
great people.
They are great people. They are. Richard is still like family.
Mm-hmm.
Austin, we all talk. From time to time, we stay in contact. We always will because of we're bonded. Like,
Austin and Ty are good dudes, man.
That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's tough for me because I want them to succeed, and I want them to be I want them to be appreciated, respected.
Yep.
It's good for the sport when they do well.
Yeah. And so, this has been a tough little stretch, in terms of kind of how they handle things. But I don't know, I don't know what the end result here is.
I don't either.
I think RCR and RC and NASCAR have kind of been fighting ever since last year with Richmond. And then you had this, so it's now they've got this like
a year ago,
us against everybody.
It is like, and I don't really. There were times in the 80s and 90s where there was a little bit of that, where Dad would get penalized for rough driving, and boy, Richard would be like, NASCAR's wrong. They screwed us.
He always backs his drivers.
Yeah, and
100%.
So I'm not. What I'm seeing ain't nothing new, but it's just really aggravated, I think, in this instance because of that Richmond result and how how that was handled. They didn't love. And it just seems like ever since then, Richard feels like that they're
out to get him.
They're out to get him, and I don't think that that's real.
And then, I mean, you've heard his comments about the charter. The comments that he made.
Yeah,
so it's a bunch of different things adding up.
Yeah, but
I appreciate Richard being so involved in it still, though.
They say he's hands on as hell.
I think that's something.
And
I mean, you look at what makes F1 so great. And it's the team principals. There are these characters, and you hear them on their radio week after week, and you hear RC.
All the time.
Yeah, I appreciate
I talked to the guys.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I talked to some of the guys on Austin's car, and during the week and everything. He's there. He's in it. It's his life. It's his livelihood. He has other businesses and all that stuff, but this is really how he's made a living. Getting back on base here, Austin Hill. Racing hard. Austin Hill's not going to give an inch. And even after a 1 week suspension, he come back to let everybody know this is how you're going to get it. And so you better give me my car link. You better give me my space or hell, there's gonna be hell to pay.
I'm here for it.
And he is, man, the temperature on social media, which I say we're going to reference social media during the day, during the post, or during the show. That's a very small percentage of the entire fan base, I know. But it is when there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's, if everybody's saying the same thing, it's traditionally possibly what everybody believes outside of social media.
Do you think if you're him, do you just embrace this and I'm the bad guy? You have to, right?
I think you might need to. To make it work for you, yeah, I think you could.
I mean, he almost has to at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Denny's made it work for him.
He did.
Because what happens is, if you don't embrace it, then you don't eventually get respected. Right? People just think, man, you're just a individual.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, do you want me to be the villain? Fine. I'm fucking the
mess
villain.
with me.
I'm the villain then. Then you can at least go, man, I don't love what he does, but I got to respect the owning it and
that's him.
Wearing the hat. He ain't afraid to because like when Denny, and Denny and him are not the same, but I referenced Denny because Denny gets out of his car at Bristol and says, I beat your favorite driver. One of the greatest lines anyone has ever said immediately post-race. The way that Denny was like, all right, you want me to play this role? I'll have some fun with this.
He did.
That made me really appreciate Denny more than I ever probably have. Because not only is he performing as a driver, but he's bringing some color, some personality.
The
right?
pictures of the people flipping him off, I thought was actually
putting your 11s up. Like
yes.
Like I think
we
that's
need
pretty
that.
good.
Yes,
we just don't need you being a bulldozer every damn race you're in.
But Denny's embraced it, and we've all appreciated because of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when's Eric Almirola running the next race? That's a good question. That's one I'm gonna tune in for.
Oh, because he hooked him.
Because it's possible that Eric.
Eric's been known to get.
I don't know that Eric thinks the story's finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eric's been known to. I mean, we've all heard the stories behind
when
closed
Eric
doors.
comes back, he might finish the story.
He might.
WWE style.
Yeah. Eric's sneaky like that too.
Dude, he ain't scared of nobody.
No.
And he's not racing full time, so he ain't.
What are you
gonna suspend him?
He's sitting here going, I don't know. I don't know how many years left I got or how long I'm gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
Come get you some.
God,
I don't know if I can see Eric doing that, but
dude,
it's got to be in his mind.
Yeah, we've
that was a hard hit.
We've heard about Eric doing some things we didn't think we'd ever hear about him doing.
Yeah, meetings coming across tables, whatever. Yeah,
he ain't scared. So that'll be interesting. All right, Keselowski, Hocevar. What the hell happened, dude? Why was Brad running down pit road?
He's trying to get his cardio in for the day.
Why did Brad run down to his car, and what was the problem?
The sequence of events is we go out to make our qualifying run. Hocevar's on track, and you have the makeshift start-finish line. A lot of guys were doing like install laps on tires and running a lap before you take off. Well, we've done it many times. You see a car coming at speed, you get way out of the way, and I see the 77 coming.
Yep.
I get Brad. I'm like, Brad, pull way over to the right and slow down. Let him clear before the corner. Let him go here. So we do. And it's not, we've done the same thing. Like you've done that. You've pulled way to the right out of 6. You're over there where Zilisch was coming back on the track, not the preferred line. You're way out of the way. And then he finishes his lap, and then he waits. Instead of coming down pit road, because the makeshift start finish line's on the backstretch there, he stays out a whole nother lap, slows down, waits for us, makes us follow him up through the S's, and then slows down in the groove into the bus stop. So we have to pass him into the bus stop to kill that was our qualifying lap. And then we come down pit road. Brad stops on pit road, waits for Carson to go by so we could see where his stall was, I'm guessing. And then Brad backs in, and I didn't know he didn't say anything on the radio. I didn't even know he was.
Why was Brad mad?
Because he impeded our lap. That was our qualifying lap. Like our best shot at a call.
Did he feel like y'all did the same thing?
No, we were out of the way.
I know you were, but did he feel like you bothered his lap?
No, not at all.
Hocevar.
Carson felt like we bothered his lap.
Right.
But from the video, and I've shown you, he's wrecking, like way out of the groove.
Yeah, you didn't bother his lap.
We didn't bother his lap at all. And this is what, Brad being, and me as well, being around so long, I've never seen anybody get, especially somebody in his shoes, as much stuff as he's tore up and people he's pissed off over the last 2 years, that, or even more than that. Mm-hmm. I don't see how you can just blame a guy and want to stay out there and screw somebody else's qualifying lap up for this. So, him waiting for Brad and Brad getting so mad. I didn't know Brad was mad. He never said anything on the radio or nothing. And he just got out. And he got out, and I'm like, what's he doing? We're going to have to run again. And he took off running, and I'm like, go get him. And I saw where he was going, and he just wanted to get out there and show he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And then you hear that just shows you what type of person Carson really is to me. Like, you want to like him so bad, but you can't. Then he goes and does stuff like this. I mean, he has made so many mistakes. And, we made a conscious effort to get out of his way and make sure we didn't mess him up. And that's all you want back is, and they put the makeshift start-finish line there to try to prevent some of this stuff. But to be that petty, I guess, to wait another lap to go out there and screw somebody up on purpose. And honestly, I thought there was penalties involved for impeding laps on purpose like that. I thought NASCAR had things in place, but I'm unsure about it. But I don't know, man. I just think it was, and it gets worse when they interview people the next day and people higher up there come on there and say that what we did to him was way worse than what he did to us. I don't agree with that. That's just, how do you say that? How do you defend him like that?
Yeah.
You're not helping him. You're not helping him grow. To me, you're aiding him. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I just don't know why you'd even do it. There's no way.
Yeah.
Anybody when you were even racing, you wouldn't do that. Like, you just wouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. Like, we've pulled out of the way of people many times. There are people who've pulled out of your way. You don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this kid has a switch that he flips. And
what needs to happen? Because I feel like each week it's something different. And like one week I can defend him, but then another week he does something else. Like, what needs to happen where he's not always at the center of drama?
Yeah. So, I mean, we said this months and months ago. Everything's fine until he runs into one of Rick's cars or does something, like that. And then when he has to go into the office to talk to Rick Hendrick, I think and it might not be Rick, but it'll be a person like Rick that when he has to go in and have that conversation, that'll have an effect. Now, that might not fix it all, but that'll have an effect on the decision making behind the wheel. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, no disrespect, TJ, but I am entertained.
I'm sure. What would you have done if he did that to you on the track?
I'm entertained by Hocevar, until it becomes my problem. Same thing. This week it was your problem, and you don't like it, and I get it. And that goes back to the same thing. Like, until he does, I think it's all fine until he does something to until he does something that irks a Hendrick or somebody that's above, like directly above his chain of command. Like, hey, in the Cup race, him and McDowell racing each other to the finish, that might get some things, that might have some conversations going. You don't know that they're going to pin that on McDowell and say, and let Carson off the hook. We don't really know how that competition meeting is going to go, if there'll be a private conversation around, hey, how we need to race our teammates or race, we don't need to draw attention to ourselves. That was really kind of unnecessary altogether between them two. And they don't need to be that competitive with each other. And, that could start some conversations that are helpful for Carson. But yeah, I think, if he goes out there and impeded the lap for Larson, right? And, and the big man gets upset because the big man has some influence over Spire.
For sure.
And when the big man has influence over most things Chevrolet.
You piss off a Ford or Toyota, it doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah. And so when you start messing with what his program's doing or what he's trying to accomplish, or that's when the vice gets a little tight, and Carson will feel that. But until that happens, until his crew chief or his owners outright go, Carson, come on, man, stop it. He's not going to make the adjustments because he doesn't have to or need to. Doesn't feel like he needs to. Not going to change. Not going to alter his approach style. Wouldn't you want to help him
grow though? Like, if you're his boss right there and you see this, like, you're like,
I don't know that they see a problem with messing with you.
I just
or
don't.
the 6.
But come back down pit road, cool your car off, make another run.
I don't think they see a problem with it. Until I see evidence that they don't like doing that. I mean, anybody?
What does it take? Does it take them guys rolling the car off the truck on casters for a month straight? You know what I mean? And then be like, hey, Carson, you need to stop doing this stuff.
Yeah, but Dale's point, like last week with Zane Smith, they probably don't look at. He didn't do anything to Zane Smith.
They probably look at Zane Smith and go, Zane Smith. They probably.
Well, they've said pretty much the rest of the field for about a year and a half now, and the list is growing.
Well, what's happening?
Well, do something about it.
Yeah.
The drivers need to buck up.
You talk about putting him on.
Put me in the car.
I'm saying you talk about putting him on casters. I don't see anybody willing to do that.
Oh.
Now Zane tried to get him.
Yeah, Zane was willing.
Zane tried to put him on casters, but
didn't
missed.
work out. God, you gotta
maybe next week.
You gotta make that stick.
Somebody will. I don't know that fixes it, but I
mean, I think we can all say that we like watching him race, and we enjoy seeing.
It's coming to something, right? Something. It's
to.
building to something, and it's going to be worth watching. So I'm tuned. I'm entertained, wondering like, all right, how's this going to play out?
Do you think at the end of the race? Because I watched them come across the line, him and McDowell beating on each other, and then they get across the line, and Carson makes another attempt to swerve at McDowell and hit him, and he does. And he goes back after him after the line. And then he gets on the radio and is like, keep him away from me.
Yeah. I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's because you're scared of him. Let's be honest here. McDowell's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
This is where you might actually see something, because now the owner's like, listen, you're causing issues with other people. It's fine. You start wrecking our own cars. Now I got a problem.
That's what I just said. I thought, there may be some conversations happening this week after how that all played out. We'll see.
If you hit somebody though, keep them away from me.
Hold me back.
Yeah.
If I run into you after the race, I'm expecting you to be down there. You know what I mean? I know that's probably a factor.
Yeah.
Or, probably going to happen. I just
I don't know.
Keep them away from me.
Yeah, that was strange.
It's wuss move.
That was a strange.
I like this spicy TJ.
Yeah, I do too.
It's wuss move, man. I'm gonna run into this guy, but help me, guys. Defend me.
Yeah, I don't want to see him.
Yeah, I don't
keep him away from me.
Can kick the
what are they gonna? Yeah,
that's why. It's not like he's going
what
to.
What crew guy's gonna go? Sorry, Michael. He doesn't want to see you right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't let you over here. He's requested no visitors.
I mean. Why? I've never heard a driver say, keep him away from me after the race. Ever.
Yeah. All right, so we have a little exercise we're going to do today, and I asked TJ and Travis to come up with some. This is what I asked, all right, in the text message. I said, there'll be a quiz tomorrow on the show. Each of you name the top 5 storylines on social media post-Glen. These are the top 5 storylines on social media. Here's TJ's.
You want mine? Ready?
Go.
I mean, I got a notepad here.
Go.
I got Connor, Austin Hill, Hocevar, and McDowell with Brad, the whole Hocevar in general. I have Ty Gibbs, which we didn't hit, and I have SVG at road courses. Those are too many.
Okay. Ty Gibbs, what's your deal on Ty Gibbs? You saw some Ty Gibbs social media comments?
Well, there's a lot of videos, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of Ty Gibbs.
How he wrecked 21?
No, about
him and
Gabehart.
He wrecked the out of my buddy.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't. That wasn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Ty Dillon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gabehart ripping him a new one.
I'm glad to get my damn it Ty Dillon. You wrecked Josh Berry in, and there it is.
No, yep. Well, is that one of yours?
Ty Gibbs and Gabehart on social media or on the radio. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about that? Is there some problems? So this is what
sports.
This is what Ty Gibbs needs. He needs a guy like Gabehart. Gabehart is there to help this kid and mentor this kid. And that was just that was a moment. Oh man, I've been in those moments on the radio where I'm upset. I'm out there driving the car.
We've never heard you upset on the radio.
The car isn't doing what I want. I'm in trouble. I know I'm in trouble, and I don't feel like anyone else realizes just how bad this is. And I've been in that. And you need the crew. You need a person on the radio that tells you, we're all here to help you, man. We're not here to argue. And I don't know anyone better suited for that person to sort of get Ty back into the game than Gabehart. So I thought it was refreshing.
Yeah, it's good to hear someone speak up.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, I used to race for my dad, and I had lenience, right? There were things that I could say, do, get away with, and if I was really allowed, I could have taken that to an extreme that would have been detrimental to not only myself but the rest of the company. And I was lucky that I had Tony Sr., Tony Jr., Tony Sr. mainly.
I was going to bring them up.
To keep my ass in line and not let me get away with running my mouth and being a little And so, not that Ty Gibbs was really going there. He was just desperate. He's like, man, I've got no rear tires. We're in trouble. And Gabehart's like, need you to keep going as fast as you can go and do what I need you to do. Now, if you want to throw the whole race and do your own strategy, by all means, you can come on down pit road and we'll do whatever. But my suggestion would be this. Now, Tony Sr. was that guy for me to basically say, shut the F up and
do your job.
Buckle down.
Yep.
Quit doing what the you're doing. It's detrimental. It's not helping. And I'm thankful for that because had he not been the guardrail, man, I would have abused all of the lenience and being the son of the team owner. Even after Dad had passed away, I still had this sort of ability or had leeway that no one else at the company possessed, and benefited from. So
he brought that here with Brad in the beginning too.
Yeah,
working with Brad, he was
Tony Sr.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tony Sr. would tell you, you're a no driving, you're a dumb MFer, you're a no driving MFer, and go win the race the next week, and he's your best friend. But boy, he was chewing your ass when you stepped out of line. Now Gabehart's not that aggressive, but damn man,
he's honest.
He's just matter of fact.
Ty Gibbs is extremely talented. He's got a chance to really get it going and do it in this Cup deal. And if it happens, it'll happen because of Gabehart. Sort of not so much making these cars fast, but getting his head right. And so
if it doesn't work with Gabehart, what happens?
Man, I mean, I don't know about that.
Does this decline? Does he eventually become his own worst enemy?
No, I think I don't know about that. That's a whole nother thing. But I think it works. I think it does work.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? What's the last thing you had? Road courses, SVG.
Just how many we have.
Yeah, that was one that I keyed in on. So glad you brought that up. Jeff Gluck on the teardown was talking about there may be too many road courses. A lot of people responded to the social media posts. Don't get rid of road courses because SVG's dominating. Just go out there and get better. That's not what Jeff Gluck was saying.
No, it's not.
Nobody's mad. Nobody wants to get rid of. Listen to this. This is really important. Nobody wants to get rid of road courses because SVG's great. If I was Trackhouse and anybody that worked there, I'd want more road courses.
Let's run 20 of them.
Yeah, man, I'm going to win. I want 12. So nobody's wanting to get rid of road courses because SVG is great. I look forward to going to road courses to see if he can be beat. But what I think is Gluck's point is that the car struggles at road courses. It has since it's came in. As I've said in the past, this is this car has a lot of sports car and IMSA V8 supercar technology with the underbody aero, independent rear suspension, all kinds of things, bigger tire, big brakes, and it does everything that our old car did way better. Stops better, just all these things better. But because I think mostly because of the aero, the car just doesn't race very well on a road course. And it races like a sports car or like IndyCar. It races the way those cars race, but we expect those cars to race that way because that's how they have raced for decades. Sports car racing and IndyCar racing, their style of event and what their races look like on the racetrack, what the product look like, that's fine. That's what it that's what it has tended to look like for years, where you have you have some passing, but it's not battling all day long back and forth. In NASCAR, we expect more passing. We expect lots of passing. We expect lots of battles. We expect a faster car to be able to overtake with no problem. We expect contact. We expect door-to-door. That's our expectation because of the last 75 years of what we've seen. And so when we come up on a road course now and we don't see what we expect, we're not willing to allow this type of product to be normalized, or we hope, right, that this won't be normalized. And so I think Jeff Gluck's just saying, why don't we dial back the road courses? Same reason why maybe a lot of people are calling for the Roval to go away and the oval at Charlotte to be back to 2 races. Well, the people are asking for that because the Charlotte race is one of the best races of the year. The car performs well on the 1.5 miles, so why not get rid of the Roval? We would if you're going to Charlotte at the end of the year, you pick A or B. What do you think people are picking? They're picking the oval. No, nobody's going, man, give me that Roval. They want the oval right now. Right now, that's what they want. Maybe in 10 years, this car's amazing on road courses and we want more road courses back. The great thing about it is we can have that. We can do that. The series and the schedule and everything can ebb and flow as according to how the supply and demand, right?
In Charlotte, creating a road course out of that track was
imperative because the product on the oval sucked.
Yeah,
Charlotte was awful, but now Charlotte's great, right? And so
it's one of my favorite races.
We should ebb and flow in according to demand. There was a demand for less 1.5 miles. We went to more road courses. We steadily went away from short tracks. We got a short track back in North Wilkesboro.
4 road courses. What are they for you?
Sorry?
We could run 4 road courses
4?
next year. What are we picking?
Well, I wanted to say that my opinion on how many road courses we should have is going to be in the minority. I know that the way I feel about it is probably only about what 10% of the fan base thinks. I like 2 road courses. I like Sonoma. I like Watkins Glen.
Traditional.
Yep. I looking at NASCAR in the 75-year history, it was born out of the dirt tracks and the short track half-mile style facility. I'm not talking about NASCAR's heritage or its past. I'm only referencing, like, when you think about, all right, what style of tracks, what type of racetrack was the sport born out of? It was an oval series. We ended up going to Riverside once or twice a year for a long time, and that was our one road course.
Was that popular, do you think, amongst the series drivers? Like, I don't know, how did they look at it?
I think it was fine. We went to Riverside to be in California.
Okay.
Nobody was building racetracks back then, and I suppose that we had Ontario and it failed. But we went to Riverside to be in California. We had really no footprint west of the Mississippi River, and so that was our way to become national. And so it was out of necessity that we went to Riverside. And then when Riverside went away and became residential and commercial shopping and all that, we started looking at other places so we could go to the Glen.
A historic track already there.
But in all of those years, our identity was ovals. Our identity was short tracks. It was Daytona. It was Charlotte, Atlanta. That was what NASCAR was. And Richard Petty will tell you, road racing really, road courses really wasn't what NASCAR was about. I think there was a clip I saw a couple weeks ago where Richard Petty's like, yeah, road courses, they're fine, but that's not really what we are known for. It's not what we do. And so I'm fine with a couple. And now I know that that's the minority, so that's why I don't really talk about it too much, and I don't go on social media, because I know that's not realistic in the environment we have today. There's a whole generation or two of race fans below that have come into the sport since I've been around that may want something different, that make up a large majority of our fan base. I realize I'm 50 years old, and there's a lot of 40, 30, 20 teenage kids that are big fans of the sport now that make up a huge part of the fan base that may want something different. And they don't look at NASCAR the way I look at it. They look at it and they see in a different identity. They see a different history. They see a different sort of...
It's all they know.
Yeah. And so that, I'm understanding that, my personal opinion may not be that popular, but I'm okay with 4. Travis, what's your 5?
Zilisch, SVG, winning, dominating, NASCAR schedule / next gen car, Austin Hill and Hocevar.
All right, next gen car. Everything else we talked about, but next gen, right?
Well, it was with the schedule, like with the road courses.
Yeah.
What about the car in general? There's a lot of traction with that here lately.
Yeah, there is. The car is...
Obviously, we've all seen the clip with Kyle saying the car is producing.
The car is good.
Which...
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I really, really respect Kyle. Think the world of him. And I appreciate his opinion. But I would just disagree that the car doesn't produce what I expect. Again, going back to 75 years, I know Kyle's been around a long time. The car doesn't produce the kind of racing that I know we are capable of at road courses and short tracks. The car does not produce the type of racing that I think should be our standard, and I know what we're capable of at road courses and short tracks. And I would not stop at trying to achieve amazing, great racing at those style of tracks until we achieved it. I wouldn't stop trying to get there. And I don't think we're there. And I think it's mainly due to the race car, right?
So in your opinion, what is the ratio? Like, I think it's more car dependent now than it's ever been. Yeah. I think when we do have races where the driver means more, they're better races. Like the Bristol race with Tyre, driver came into play more.
Yeah.
To me, the racing got better because there was so much stuff going on.
There's some racetracks where the underbody aero is problematic. There's just some racetracks where the way this car is in dirty air creates problems for the drivers. They can't, like, to your point, we go to Bristol, right? I want to see a guy, if a driver wants to go down into the corner and run into the back of somebody in the middle of the corner and move them up track, I want them to be able to do that.
You can't now. They
can't do it. And so in most cases, when they try to drive down in there and get behind that guy and get to his rear bumper, they lose all that air, and the underbody can't get the downforce, and they lose all the grip, and they go up the racetrack. And so they have to run offset, and they can't run behind each other. I don't like that. I don't love it. I don't want it.
And I don't think, like, watching these guys, like, to me, the car is majority of the car is majority of the equation on who runs really good. It's not that this guy is just a way better driver. And then nothing again. These guys are all really good drivers, but
at most of the tracks where we're having these challenges, all the passing happens on restarts.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's minimal passing after the field sort of organizes post restart. We get about 2 or 3 laps of good battles and action. And so a lot of people in our industry are like, well, we just need more restarts. No, that's not the answer. We need a car that can overtake at lap 15, lap 20, lap 25, not get aero tight and so air deficient behind a slow car.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, you want the latest Dale Jr. download apparel? Visit shop.dirtymomedia.com. We're always adding new stuff all the time, especially like when we say something silly on this show. We'll put it on a t-shirt. Again, check it out at shop.dirtymomedia.com. All right, we got SVG calling in winner this weekend here at Watkins Glen. Damn it. How many races have you won this year?
4 now, yeah.
Had to think for a second. So pretty awesome to see you go out there. Look, I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect because I feel like that, when we go to the real technical road courses, I think you have a clear advantage because you're just a badass at road course racing. But I always looked at the Glen as it's kind of like a super speedway for a road course. And there's a lot of straightaway turn. There's not a lot of corners that are in succession where you kind of got to put them all together in a chain. You can up a corner, but then get the rest of them right and still do okay lap time wise, right? But so our oval guys always seem to kind of go there and do all right, and they've ran pretty good against you in the last year at that racetrack. But you went there this weekend, man, and made it look pretty easy. How did the race? Did you feel like it was easy from behind the wheel? Did you think you had them covered?
Not really. I could see, like, you're right, Ryan Blaney, who's not, like, he's a decent road course driver, but man, he was awesome on the weekend. His quali lap was impressive, and then in that first stint, I tried to get to him, but he was just too fast, you know? And then kind of worked out when we split on strategy. He was probably the best car and didn't work out. But I think for me, it was great. Like from last year, we just built on the car we had and what I wanted from the car. So we're kind of building a notebook as well, which that's kind of helping us to keep ahead. And
is that the biggest change this year? Because, I mean, honestly, I thought we would go back to some of these places like Sonoma and the Glen. And like he said, our guys are more competitive. But, man, the gap's bigger. Like, what's so different this year?
I think last year, I had a Trackhouse car, but it would sort of be the base car and then given to Corlig to run. And, it'd be a really good car. But this year, we've sort of, when you're with the same guys every week, and you're driving the same car, it's I've just been able to build on what's set up, and each week we've sort of been developing what we need from the car and what I want. The guys have been able to give it to me rather than, doing one race, waiting a month or two till the next one. And I think it's just that progression. And I'm learning that from the ovals, what feeling I want from the car, but on a road course, I can tell them exactly what I want in the car and they can know where to give it to me. So
it shows.
It's really been a good help this year. I think we've gotten better as a car. The car's gotten a lot better, and that's really helped.
We're gonna have to bring McLaughlin over here to start competing with you, man.
Like every week, it's closer than you think. Like we were good on strategy, and it just worked out. But there's a lot of fast guys here. It's just, I guess we've kind of executed the whole day.
Yeah. I got to ask you, man, moving over to a Saturday, driving for Junior Motorsports, it's a real honor for us to have you behind the wheel of our cars. It's been awesome to be able to get to know you a little bit better. But there was an incident with Connor over in between turns 6 and 7. Have you, I don't know if you want to kind of give us your point of view from that crash and how that might have been avoidable and what you or Connor might have been able to do differently. We watch it over and over, and it's, I feel like Connor has responsibility to not wreck you, right? To get back on the racetrack without hitting you and wrecking you and turning you into the wall. He could have done a lot of things differently there. You were also shaded it a little bit to the right to sort of try to, you were doing everything you could to kind of protect your position. Now that you've kind of had a chance to spend a couple nights on it, what is your feeling about how that all played out?
Yeah. Firstly, sorry to junk one of your beautiful race cars. I had more time to reflect, and that's kind of, it's where the racing is different here. Like every other racing series in the world, if someone goes off the track, it's their problem. They have to get back on safely. Mm-hmm. Whereas here, you're kind of, it's on both of you to let the racing continue and give racing room. So the other thing was he was catching me. He was way faster. And I sort of thought to myself, I'll try and hold him off for 3 or 4 laps. And maybe his tires will heat up following me and then it'll equal out. And it was about the end of that 3rd or 4th lap of the pressure. And I was probably, within a lap or two of letting him go. But I was still fighting pretty hard. It was a good race. He was patient with me. And then when he went around the outside, he went in way too deep. And I knew I hadn't cleared him, but I gave him just one car width to get back on the track, and I was going to pinch him narrow into 7. And I think he thought as well I was going to shade all the way back to the left.
Right.
So it was just a misjudgment or racing incident, really, but catastrophic result.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was defending pretty hard, and I went back to the middle of the road. So then I'd know I'd pinch him and I'd get a good run on the front straight, and I was going to clear him again. And yeah, he just misjudged coming back on. But
yeah, so
it was both our faults, really. But
yeah, that's kind of how I saw it. It was a bit, but both of you could have probably done something different, and it would have never happened. I will say this: you and him, when you learned of his collarbone injury, you've had a similar experience, and I believe that you, even within 24 hours of having that wreck together, where you got junked, you were already offering him insight into what to expect. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I went, my injury was probably worse than him. I did like my AC and 3 ribs as well on a mountain bike accident. And then I raced. I had 1 week off and then raced the next week, which is exactly what he's got. He's got Richmond off, then Daytona. So, he should be fine. But, when you plate your collarbone, it's probably the best bone or best major bone you can break. You bolt it together and it's stronger than it was. Just have the muscle damage and the scar.
Yep.
And then the hardest thing is putting on the belts. You feel the bolts in the collarbone through the belts, and it's just irritating and annoying. But yeah, he could, if it's just the collarbone, he could race Daytona or this weekend even. You see MotoGP guys do it all the time and jump on a bike the next week. It's amazing. Yeah. So I did that. Broke my collarbone, did the next race, and I raced for 3 or 4 months, and then when we had a break, I took the plate out again, and it was brand new, So,
damn.
Yeah, he can be fine. It was that was horrible to see. Initially, I thought he'd done his knee or his ankle.
Oh man, it's terrible looking.
It was horrible. So, but luckily, collarbone is relatively an okay bone to break.
I believe that with you and him, I believe that the sport is going to be gifted a lot of amazing moments. And watching you two sort of push each other, I think that he's an extremely talented road course racer, and I think that he will only continue to improve, especially being next door to you and being able to.
He just has to stop pushing me, literally.
Huh? Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
He's going to benefit from.
He is
from you being over there and getting the cars where they are.
Your extension. How grateful and excited were you to know? So listen, it's my belief that you're going to continue to evolve and eventually become the oval racer that you want to be. Now that you have that extension, there's a runway in front of you, right, to continue that process. How comforting and excited were you to be able to get that out there in public?
Oh, it's just awesome. We had sort of another year left anyway, but Justin wanted to do more. It's been amazing, the belief he's had in me, and also the patience. Like, the start of the year was pretty rough, but you could see the glimpses, and now they're getting more and more, and I feel like I've had some really good races, feel like I'm matching my teammates a lot of weeks and qualifying really well, and I can see it coming and feel it coming, and we're still a long way from, winning a race or being complete, but I can feel and see where the time is. I'm having more moments where I have a couple of good sections of a race or feel the car doing something, and I'm like, oh, there it is, there's the limit, and I'm getting closer to that every week, and I'm feeling it more often, so I can really feel the progression. But the biggest thing is I enjoy it. Like, I've really had some cool races in oval, and I get to the end of the stage and I'm wore out puffing, and I'm like, man, that was really fun, and I'll be 10th or I'll be 20th or whatever, it doesn't matter. I really enjoy the racing on the ovals. Like, it's a lot of fun what you can get up to in these races.
Yeah, so being from V8 Supercars, you're kind of opening the door for me, like, for more. You've got to have a lot of friends over there, drivers, stuff that probably want to follow in your footsteps. Do you see anyone coming up from the V8 Supercars that you think could come over here and be as successful as you are right now?
Yeah, it's hard. You obviously got to have someone with commitment. It's like what I've had in Justin. extremely thankful for, and how much he's committed, and uprooting me from home, getting me out of my contract, flying me over here. Like it's a big thing to do, but there's a lot of young guys there. There's a guy who was my teammate, Brock Feeney. He is killing it in V8 Supercars.
Yeah, I see the highlights.
And and he loves it. Like he's on the ovals all the time on iRacing and watching all the ovals, texting me all the time. I think he would be really good, and I've been trying to get him into a road course race with Corlig, now that they got some spare seats. And yeah, I think he would be a really, really good guy to bring over. But, you see Cam Waters, he come and did some truck races, and, he's struggling, but with time, he would be good. He's a massive talent as well. But yeah, it's a big commitment to bring someone over, and I hope someone else tries it too.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, SVG. Appreciate you giving us some time today, man. Good luck this weekend coming up.
Thanks for having me.
You bet, man. And get that thing rolling for them playoffs. We'd love to see you go deep into the playoffs and have a great run.
Yeah, me too.
All right, man.
Give it a crack.
We'll see you.
We'll see you after the Roval.
Hey, NASCAR fans, booming speeds when you see it. And Xfinity Wi-Fi, well, it's booming like the roar of a NASCAR engine on race day. Xfinity Wi-Fi gives you the power and speed of NASCAR in your home. Choose the right plan for you, and you're off to the races with the best streaming experience for NASCAR and all your favorite sports, because Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. They don't just raise the bar, they stream in overdrive. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. High Rock Vodka has decided that it no longer wants to make big bottles of vodka. From now on, only tiny little bottles. I'm just kidding. These are the little, what do they call these?
Airplane bottles.
Airplane bottles, that's right. Airplane bottles. They're perfect for airplanes. But if you don't have an airplane, this is the proper amount. If you're mixing like a regular style size cup, this is exactly all you need to put into your Sundrop or whatever it is you might be mixing.
Yeah, community coffee, vodka.
Yeah, perfect. Community coffee. And here's some jerky boys. We're back in stock here at Junior Motorsports. And
great mix.
We're back in stock on Amazon. You can buy Jerky Boys on Amazon, or you can go to Jerky Boys online to the website and subscribe. I'm a subscriber.
Whoa, wait a minute.
On my own jerky.
Subscribe to jerky?
Yeah. So I like to get the customer experience. I did it with Filter Time.
Filters and jerky.
Yeah. So with Filter Time, I had them. I subscribed and pay the subscription just like everybody else, and go through the whole process so I can call Blake and go, man, this is great, or this happened or that happened.
You lived the experience.
I lived the experience, brother. Jerky Boys, so good. Yummy.
Subscribe.
I want to open this up and just smell it. It's so good.
How many packs do you subscribe to?
I am probably our best customer.
I knew it.
I asked them. I said, who?
The advertising is working.
No. So I asked them. I said, tell me what the best customer spends on our subscription base. And they told me, and so I matched him.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't originally you.
No.
Somebody we would
So
know.
there's a group of people that are subscribing to buy enough jerky to be like at this certain amount of expense, right? And I was like, just put me on that plan. And so, because I'm going to eat more. I'm going to run out of jerky before they send me another box. If you open a bag, dude, you can't not eat the whole bag. It's possible.
Are you going to tell us how much you spend a month or not?
I don't know. It's not crazy. I don't got like 15 bags coming to my house every month.
I thought it would be at least that.
No. It's probably about 8 a month.
That's less than I thought.
It's not crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that's high for right now. I think once people get more and more jerky in their hands, they're gonna go up. But people are usually subscribing to 2 or 3 bags, but they're gonna be sorely misjudging how often they're gonna want the jerky. So they're probably gonna have to increase it.
Gotcha.
Hey, man, it's good stuff. Best jerky.
It is good.
It is the best jerky in the world, on Earth.
World.
Yeah. There may be some other jerky out there in the universe that I haven't had, but on planet Earth, there's no better jerky.
You need a mascot.
Yeah.
You need a mascot.
Yeah.
All right, we want to hear YouTube comments. Who do you think the mascot should be? By the way, the YouTube comments are saying, Dale, that is a good plan, the subscription base. So they like where your head's at. Yeah.
And I know you can subscribe and save on Amazon as well. I do that with some other products.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to some of the questions from the fans. And this first one is from Bobby. big Cars Tour race this weekend in the Bud 8 car. How are you feeling?
Real good. Ready to go. Yeah. Feeling good.
All right.
Tested there. So.
Short and simple.
Did you test there?
How am I feeling? I feel good.
You tested there or somewhere else?
We did go test. We ran about 3 hours one morning. Got a good idea. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be with the way the new tire is this year. So the Hoosier tire that they have us on is real durable. It doesn't fall off as much. It doesn't wear out. So you don't really. I like to go to the racetrack and try to manage the tire. This new tire this year just too durable, and so it kind of it's kind of going to be like where you qualify is how good your chance is to win. I'm not a great qualifier.
I was going to say, there goes your chance.
Not a great qualifier. I did qualify mid-pack. I qualified like 15th at Cordell, so I was real happy with that. So
15th? You were happy with
Dude,
15th?
you haven't seen the qualifying efforts from...
I mean, I know it's tight.
Yeah.
Like
no, you haven't seen my qualifying efforts before that. They were terrible.
Yeah, they were.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So it's a tough field. You don't show up and
That's
just
hard.
Qualify in the top 5.
Yeah, a lot of competition.
It's tough.
Yeah, I don't think,
It's all whole field's competitive.
but that's what you want.
It is. It's the series I've wanted to build.
All right.
And that to my detriment when I compete.
All right. Yeah. Oh, darn it. I made too good of a series.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, blast.
The series has been kicking ass. I mean, it's been pretty fun. We coming off of a big race at Hickory, 50,000 to win. Mother Nature gave us a ton of problems, but we finally got it in. And so pretty cool.
My favorite part about it is it's like the new feeder series. The Cars Tour is kind of like the place you want to be if you want to progress into stock car racing.
Yeah, if you want to get noticed, if you want your talent to get noticed, Caden Honeycutt, several drivers, Josh Berry, a lot of drivers have come through. Butterbean, it's a place where you want to race if you want the right people to see what you're about and what you can do. And I would say too, I think our car count for Anderson's a little higher than I expected too, so that's pretty good. We got a Pro Series class. We got pros running and late model stock Saturday night on Flow. Tune in, support the stream. Flow's a great value. They have dirt racing, they have high limit, all that stuff.
Flow is incredible.
It's like $14 a month or something like that.
Oh, it's ridiculous how much.
If you buy the annual subscription, it's $14.99 or something a month.
Yeah.
So,
it's well worth it.
I think so.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
This next question coming from Michelle on Twitter. There's a bunch of, it's Richmond week, so all the highlights of you and Kyle Busch's feud are coming up again. She wants to know, would you do anything differently from that 2008 race?
You'd fight him.
Yeah. We fired off on a restart. Kyle spun his tires, and I ran the top immediately. I should have ran the bottom for about 2 or 3 corners to see if I could, make the bottom work.
Cool tires a little bit.
I mean, I should have ran the bottom. I gave him the bottom, and he drove right up to my back bumper. And maybe I don't know. Maybe a couple more laps go by, and I'm able to do something different. But
you know what would have helped? Denny not stopping on the racetrack.
Well, he was leading.
I don't care.
Like if he doesn't stop, I know he's going to win the race.
He was going to win.
Yeah, he's going to win the race.
But
so
were we.
Yeah, he had a flat stopped on the track. Total no. He should have been.
Yeah, what a tool.
Yeah, total move. But I think if I could have ran the bottom for a couple corners, kept him in some dirty air, he would have had to move up. Then I could have moved up. I could have. If we go maybe 4 or 5 more laps, I think he doesn't have so much speed comparable to me, and I'm able to do something because I was in front of him, right? I was a little bit better up until we got our tires cooled down on that restart. And I know that wasn't intentional. There was a lot of animosity between me and Kyle back then. He feels like that I had taken his ride, which really wasn't exactly how that all played out. And I'll say this to Casey Mears. Casey's a great friend of mine, but when Rick came to me and asked me what he was planning to do, I said I would probably keep Kyle and not, I would say I would keep Kyle if I'm coming in, and you're gonna get rid of somebody. I would keep Kyle. Kyle had so much upside, right? And I think we all kind of knew where Casey was, but Kyle had untapped potential and growth, as he would prove out, right, in 2008, winning all those races for Gibbs. But it wasn't – he was mad that had happened, and and it was just hard short track racing. I ended up getting put in a fence, and that's how it goes.
Still to this day, one of my favorite download episodes was when it was actually in this room
booth,
when you guys rehashed all that and the aftermath and what Kyle had to go through. Still to this day, is pretty wild.
Yeah.
All the security measures and you know, pretty crazy.
I think he may have overstated some of the security measures. It was
entertaining though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this next question is from Danielle. She wants to know, what is your new Buster book about, which I think is out today.
Just so happened to have a book laying right next to me. So Buster, if you don't know anything about Buster, I'm sure if you're on this YouTube with us, you do. But me and my wife and my kids have been doing a series of Buster books. And this is the third one, I believe, Buster and the Race Car Graveyard. So this one obviously is a nod to the actual race car graveyard out there on my property. Buster is this little guy right here. He is drawn in reference to my dad's dirt late model car that he ran in the 70s that was owned by my mother's father, my grandfather, Robert G. So this car has a very personal connection to me. Buster was Dad's nickname when he was a little boy. My Aunt Kathy can confirm that. They called him Buster when he was 5, 6, 7 years old. And so there's a lot of sort of personal connection in here. We have, some different characters in this book, and there is one in the storyline named Brenda after my mother. And she's a big player in what happens in this particular episode. This is kind of obviously by looking at this cover and the race car graveyard. This would be a good, sort of book to read to your kids kind of around the Halloween holiday and all that. And it's we got pumpkins in it. It's sort of the September, October-ish sort of time of year. So good time for another episode of Buster. And we're having a lot of fun with those. And I'll say another thing, too, about the Buster books. My involvement in the actual writing has gotten more and more intense because I will take this book and I will go read this to classrooms. And a lot of y'all don't know that, but I'll take this book and I'll do that, right? So I'm going to read this book multiple times at some point throughout the next year to kids. And so when I started doing that with the first Buster book, like I read the book alone when it first came out, and I'm like, yeah, great, it's good, happy with it. Well, when I took it and had to read it out loud to people, I saw a lot of like clunky moments and problems and things that just felt hard to understand, and maybe I felt like I wanted to actually explain to the kids what I meant or what was happening in the story that we didn't do a good job of. And so now that I know what experiences I'm going to have when reading the book, I've gotten more involved in writing what happens so that it reads well. Like if you're reading it to your child at night, hopefully you find each Buster book becoming easier for your child to understand as you're trying to read it to them at night. So I've enjoyed that process as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And the race car graveyard's like a brilliant concept. Like it's very it's very racing, and it's something I think.
Yeah, they came with a concept originally that had nothing personal. We totally scratched and said, "Hey, man, we got this perfect idea sitting right here in front of us."
Yeah, for Halloween, perfect book. Well, that's a good place.
All right, man.
To wrap Ask Jr.
Good stuff.
Thanks to Xfinity.
Thanks to Xfinity for bringing us today's Ask Jr. segment. In racing and in real life, speed isn't optional; it's expected. As a driver and Xfinity Series team owner, I rely on things that perform under pressure. That's why I go with Xfinity Wi-Fi, fast, dependable internet with one price locked in for 5 years. No contracts, no slowdowns, no nonsense. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. All right, it's time for Dirty Modo. This segment of Dirty Modo is brought to you by FanDuel. Our top manufacturer parlay finally cashed.
Woo!
Celebrate.
Yeah.
Celebrate, TJ.
We're
SVG,
happy.
Christopher Bell, Busher. If you tailed this, congratulations.
If you what?
If you tailed it.
Tailed it? Oh,
Yeah,
you
if
mean
you
like
tailed
went
the
along
bet.
with it? Okay.
Followed it.
Yeah.
If you followed the bet.
We are in the positive now.
Yeah, that's a winner now.
Plus money
Damn, really?
for the year. Yep.
Oh, that did it?
Only takes one.
Only takes one.
Well, yeah.
Look, I saw a couple people sharing on social media how they tailed the bet. And, man, that's a great feeling.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. We have another parlay coming up for Richmond. Let's go ahead and just jump right on that. Let's get on that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so Russell is not here today.
He's busy.
So we probably can figure this out. We don't need no damn predictor.
I've got the predictor.
We don't need it.
We don't need
Denny
it.
Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, William Byron.
That we can only have 3.
Well, those are the top 5.
We can only have 3 in this. Okay. So name it again.
Hamlin, Bell, Elliott, Larson, Byron, and then Blaney's 6th.
Blaney.
I don't know about
Wow.
Blaney.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's become one of his better places.
All right,
Yeah.
so our Toyota manufacturer, I think we have to go with Denny. This is Denny's home track. He loves Richmond.
Goes here with an edge.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. So we'll say, even though I can see a Christopher Bell or someone else beating him, this is a tough one, but I think we're going to have to go with Denny on the Toyota. But if somebody says, hey, man, I'm putting Bell in, I can't argue that either.
Can't either.
It's about even.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
On the Chevrolet front, which I think you got to go with Larson here. I got a feeling.
Larson's my one.
Can I present a stat why
Sure.
you might not want to? Average finish of 19.25 over the last 12 races.
Yeah.
Doesn't shake me.
I'm starting to turn.
What are the last 12 in the season?
Average, yes. His last 12 races.
I mean,
it's his worst streak since Jordan
weird
Hendrick.
I know
part
it's
of the
awful.
year.
Yeah, it is. But he it's been a rough run, man. But
What about Byron?
yeah.
I have Chase before Byron.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, Byron just ran really well at Iowa.
He is hot right now, which is good. But
Dude, yeah, he did run good.
What tracks do you compare Richmond to?
Iowa.
What else?
yeah, that's a good point.
Dude, that's a good point.
Damn.
Damn.
But Larson was good at Iowa last year, wasn't he? Until he wrecked.
Yeah.
He did. He was good last year, but he also tested last year as
Where
well.
was I can forget how Larson ran at Iowa this year.
He was average maybe? Top,
Yeah, I don't-
right around the top 5-ish, but Byron definitely flexed more than Larson did.
Yeah,
at Iowa.
Byron was really fast at Iowa.
Let's go with
Larson
Byron.
was 28th at Iowa.
Let's go with Byron.
Yeah. All right.
The strategy at the end.
Let's go with Byron.
Yeah, we'll go Byron.
All right, so we got Hamlin / Bell, Byron, clear out front, Chevrolet. Now with the Ford, Blaney is the top guy on the predictor.
He is, but Russ is also saying he would avoid.
Yeah,
Blaney.
I would
gotta.
avoid.
Yeah, who would be the guy you'd slot in there? I mean, is it Logano?
I think it's Logano.
Really?
I'm a little scared
Yeah.
how he's run.
That
but,
makes me nervous.
But he was really good at
Well,
Richmond.
the Ford's tough, TJ. I'm nervous picking any Ford.
Busher would be my second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Busher's
or,
coming
or
off.
Brad, but I mean,
Yeah, Brad's been strong. What do you think, TJ? You with them Fords? What's up?
I mean, I still think it's hard to go against Blaney. I just feel like he has
I don't them
momentum.
Fords, man. I don't with them.
I feel like Blaney's got the most momentum right now. I mean, secondly, I really feel like Brad's got. I mean, we ran good at Iowa.
Yeah.
Ran really fast at Iowa.
we could do
So,
Brad just yell at TJ if it loses.
I mean,
Oh, that's
you
a
could
good
do
one.
that.
Why don't we pick Brad? He
Yes.
did. He was fast at Iowa, was he not?
It's probably the best car at Iowa.
he was, yeah.
It either
All right.
hits or we blame TJ.
Dude,
So
Yeah, it's a
let's
win-win
go for
us.
it. Because
Yeah.
I bet the odds on that are way better
He's
than
probably
Blaney.
4th or 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brad Keselowski, Byron. Should we do just 3 Bs? Go Bell?
3 Bs.
You know what? I'm feeling a little.
it.
We won one. We
Yeah.
got money to
Well,
play with.
we're all
We're on a roll.
Also, you can do like 2 parlays and tweak a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but killer bees on this one would be sweet, man.
Bell. Brad.
Byron.
And Byron.
I like it,
Let's
actually.
do it.
The law firm.
Yes.
The firm.
The firm's coming to Richmond.
Back to back, baby.
Can't wait till Denny wins.
Oh, my gosh.
Well,
stop.
I would do, to your point, man, I'd do another one and just put Denny in there and
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
go for it.
That's close, man.
What about long shots?
Put $5 down on each, and you still, one hit, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it'd be
What
fun.
are Brad's odds? Do you have them?
Brad's odds to win are 20 or 17 to 1. So it's
Do you
plus
think that's
1700.
worth something?
Ooh,
Who are your long shots?
my long shots. Kyle Busch is my long shot at plus 3,000.
That's not. I mean,
But
he's on
I
my
don't
list.
think this is a
Dude.
long shot type of race.
That's Kyle.
The last time we were at Richmond, who was oddly fast?
Austin
Austin Dillon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Kyle had a different setup, but if he takes Austin's
No
I'm just saying, if they go back there, they have a chance to be
I would damn sure.
I don't know.
I would. I don't love betting winners because it's just. I don't.
It's
It's
hard.
betting. I don't like it. I like betting locks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or parlays, but I would say
Opposite of a lock.
I like parlays that are locks.
I know.
You know what I mean? Those kind of parlays. But I would say I would have a little fun putting a little on Kyle because Kyle's going to win. Kyle is going to win again. Kyle Busch will win again.
Yeah.
You need to be paying. You need to be getting that money.
This is a place where it could happen.
This is it. Yeah.
Yes, and I think Austin Dillon's plus 4,000. I think if you're going to pick one, I'd rather pick plus 3,000 on Kyle. I think there's more value there.
Yeah.
But
Austin's got a little momentum. I thought he had a really good Watkins Glen.
he does, and I think I would bet him top 10.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you who my wild card is going to be Chase Briscoe.
yeah, he's plus 1,400.
That's Russ's sleeper.
That is my sleeper.
That is going to be. He was also fast at Iowa.
I don't think he can beat Bell or Hamlin. I mean, I love the fact. I think he can outrun anyone else in the field, but
Beat him at
his
Pocono.
own teammates.
Yeah. Honestly, one of my best bets was going to be just bet Joe Gibbs to win. It's probably not going to be like
But I mean,
Joe
crazy.
Gibbs, unfortunately, he's 88 years old
Joe
and doesn't
Gibbs
drive a race
racing.
car.
Joe Gibbs
Oh,
racing.
sorry.
Come on.
But I mean, Briscoe was outrunning all
I'm
of
a
them.
dad. Had to say it.
Briscoe was outrunning all of his teammates at Iowa,
Briscoe's found something.
and that
Oh,
car,
Briscoe's on it.
that car is fast at
All
Richmond.
right, we're gonna put a little money on Briscoe, and we'll put a little on Busch. Dude, it's all the bees.
Bees.
It's all the bees.
I mean,
coming
throw a
up
little bit
B.
on Brad too. I mean, dang, why not?
Can't wait for Brad. But Brad's first name, it's not the last
Yeah.
name. It's different.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
He's not a true killer bee.
I know the count on Sesame Street was a numbers guy, but if he was a letters guy, he would
Letters
go.
guy?
The letter is B.
The letter is B today.
Did not have a Sesame Street drop on this
The
one.
letter is B.
Cookie Monster was in Iowa. I never watched much Sesame Street.
Wild pull. Wild pull.
We used to. This is just some dumb that me and Rick Allen used to do in the booth.
Apparently.
It is when we were up there working a race or a practice or something, and somebody said it'd be like just some we'd be under break under a commercial, and somebody goes out there and it's like, oh, Legato jumped up to 8.
What the?
We would just I don't know, man, just some fun we used to do because
It's a long race.
it's a
gotta
long
entertain yourself.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick sounds like he would be a funny guy to do that
Yeah.
stuff. His voice just doing it would be
Yeah,
funny.
Rick has got some work.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That's great.
Rick might be doing some football, college football. I know that he might be doing a couple college football games, and also, which could tumble into some more opportunities. And he's also doing the Panthers PA.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Very cool. So when you go to Panthers games, sitting in the stadium, you will hear Rick Allen tell you about what's going on.
Bryce Young, interception.
I don't know that he's doing play-by-play. I don't know he's doing play-by-play.
It's probably like first down or whatever.
He's
First
doing,
down.
I don't know what he's doing.
Interception.
You'll see.
Panthers. The Panthers move to 0-2.
2. Look, you guys are smiling. You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah, funny.
I don't know if I'm laughing with you or at you.
Don't say a number because I'll do it. All right. This is a little bit confusing, but just to summarize, all right, we got Bell, Brad, Byron. That's our top manufacturer parlay.
Yes.
Race wins, we're going to bet Kyle Busch, and we're going to bet Briscoe. Gonna put a little there, and let's see how it all nets out.
Love it.
Hell yeah, brother. The only problem is we're betting against ourselves. So if Briscoe wins, he's up our parlay.
Yeah, but we'll win enough that it'll cover it.
It's like hedging.
I feel like we're
All right.
we got a good shot at it though. We
I
got
like
them all
that.
covered.
All right.
We're covering ourselves with only one has to hit, and we
Only
make
one.
money.
All right. You're right. Got you. Hey, that's how we're doing it here at Dirty Modo. Thank you to everybody for listening. The segment is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel, the premier gaming destination in the United States.
I was waiting for that.
All right, it's time for the white flag. The teardown is live on YouTube and Twitter following the race. Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi, man, they are stirring the Have you guys been paying attention to the social media reaction to some of these guys' takes? Man, they go after them.
Yes. They do, and they do. I think Jordan and Jeff do a great job of creating
Jordan,
that.
he's like defending all the coming at him.
I don't know how he keeps track of which take he's going to defend each time.
Right? Yeah.
It looks like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix or whatever.
Yeah. They have they've been going around and around about road courses and also the points, the playoff, how the playoff may or may not change, and what's what's this and what's that. It's been a lot of fun hearing them go back and forth, and also the takes that they have. Actions Detrimental dropped on Monday. Denny Hamlin covering a lot of things going on in the sport. He had his opinions about Austin Hill and different things. Love hearing Denny, give his opinion on some of them takes. It's he is a guy that's in the muck driving a race car. I think all drivers ought to have podcasts. I think all of them ought to be out there.
Only if they were 30 mile.
Yeah. Well, I just believe I love Denny's show because he is driven the car that Sunday, and I can trust I'm getting the real inside information.
And he's been in a lot of these scenarios at some point in his career.
Yeah. And he actually calls he talks about, he's pretty fair.
He is most of the time.
Yeah. His opinions don't annoy me. I'll say that.
No.
Even when I don't agree with him.
When he says stuff, you're like, yeah, you know what? I can relate to that a little bit.
Yeah. Door Bumper Clear also dropped on Monday. Connor Zilisch and Josh Williams both joined. My interview with Robin Pemberton will drop on Wednesday. It's going to be great to see Robin. Hadn't talked to him in a while. Great friend of mine. Speed Street and Herman Schrader are also coming out on Wednesday.
Speed Street should be good.
Speed Street should be good. I wonder if Connor Daly will have anything to say. Yeah. He's getting in all kinds of trouble.
He got Austin Hilled, man.
He did. Another episode of Bless Your Heart with Amy is out this Thursday. Man, we've had a good run. Last week was fun.
That was a good one.
We've got some to talk about this week.
Uh-oh.
Some funny Oh, boy. I can't spoil it.
You're making me nervous.
And remember, I'm running in the Cars Tour this weekend at Anderson. If you want tickets, go to the track website at Anderson, South Carolina. There's a couple of Anderson racetracks out there. Don't get them confused. And also watch on Flow on Saturday night. It looks like the weather's going to be pretty good.